This week, we take you to a unique camping community on the shores of Lake Erie.
We'll experience the most beautiful mile in Ohio.
Take in awesome entertainment,
recreation,
largemouth bass,
relaxation,
and experience what may be the oldest campground in America. In 7 years of the RV lifestyle, we've camped in a lot of different places.
We've stealth camped in cities.
And we've mooch-docked in the driveways of friends and relatives.
We've boondocked in the deep wilderness, and we've camped in state and local campgrounds, commercial campgrounds, big and small, all across North America.
But in this video, we're camping someplace totally different.
We're going to take you to a very unique place in Ohio. It's built on family values, on faith, on education, on recreation, and lots of top-notch entertainment.
And you're going to love it.
Come with us to Lakeside Chautauqua.
I love this. I love the Victorian style cottages, the landscaping, the water. It's just like a step back in time. It's so relaxing and pleasant here.
Lakeside Chautauqua is about a mile square, and every season 150,000 people stay here. But that season only runs from the second week of June until usually the week after Labor Day. The central part of this thing is right here, of course, and that is the Lake Erie shoreline. And in between are charming late Victorian era houses, restaurants, shops, cottages, a campground, and lots of places to stop in and listen to entertainment, to listen to a cultural lecture or a lecture on spiritual matters. It is a retreat that traces its roots back to the late 1800s. And this is one of the few Chautauqua-type revival communities still thriving. And it is still popular with families across the country.
Chautauqua was actually a reference of a lake in western New York called Chautauqua Lake. It's an Iroquois term, which means two moccasins tied together or jumping fish. But it became, because the first Chautauqua was established on that lake, it became the Chautauqua movement or the Chautauqua plan, which is all about lifelong learning. It is all about that quest with this programmatic backdrop of the arts and religion and education and recreation. You know, to synthesize it into an elevator slang, we're a place that nurtures mind, body, and spirit, and we've been doing that for 146 years.
The original name for Lakeside was the Lakeside Camp Meeting, where people would come every summer and they would have these religious revivals that would involve them packing up their families in wagons, and they would bring everyone over here to this location, and they would set up tents on and set up board tents, what we call them now. So everything was pretty transient, so they would just come every summer and then leave and come back again the next year.
It began by setting up tents, and so the density of housing you see here at Lakeside is because each lot in Chautauqua is a 33-foot wide by 60-foot deep lot, and it was to accommodate a tent. And then eventually those became platform tents, and then eventually people wanted to put permanent walls up, and then you had the makings of a Chautauqua cottage. But we wanted to keep that camp experience always part of the Lakeside experience, which is why our campground is so popular, and that's why we have a wait list of some 7 years to get a campground spot.
We have a mix of seasonal guests and short-term guests, and a lot of our guests are the same ones that come back year after year after year and ask for the same sites, and we watch the kids grow up, and those folks then become seasonal campers who then sometimes go buy a cottage or build a house, and then so you have generations and generations and generations here at Lakeside.
Okay, if you know me, my #1 happy place is a gym. Sorry, that's just the way I am. I love a gym.
They have an incredible swimming pool here at Lakeside. It's huge, it's got slides, it's great for families. And for Jennifer, they have something that she likes, aqua aerobics. She's been an aqua aerobics instructor for about 20 years, and on our first full day here, the first place she wanted to go was to aqua aerobics, and guess what? They ended up making her the teacher. Shouldn't have been surprised to find Jennifer in there leading the class. What's that?
A little slice of heaven. You want some?
I do. Well, I always like a slice of heaven. What is it?
That is our green tomato relish.
Green tomato relish.
Mm-hmm. You will not be disappointed. Why don't you show me the jar?
Oh my goodness.
That's my grandma's recipe. That's her graduation picture on the label there.
That is awesome.
This is my cup of tea. You can have the relish. I'll go for the Danish.
Here's 50.
This is Hoover Auditorium at Lakeside. It's a major gathering place.
And several times a week they bring in well-known names to entertain, and I think you'd recognize the names, and I think you'd enjoy seeing many of the acts.
All of the acts are of different musical genres, from comedy to country to classical to pop to rhythm and blues. And you can find the schedule on their website. Some people look for months in advance and then book their campsites or their reservations. But Hoover Auditorium, it's a lot of fun.
Adonis Puentes and his musical journey of Cuba.
The Lakeside Symphony Orchestra, special guest soloist, Angeline Chang.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 7-time Grammy Award winners Marilyn McCool and Billy Davis Jr.
Once you come here, you fall in love with it and you never want to leave. So you just continue bringing your family here to Lakeside.
Chocolate coffee chip. What'd you get?
Chocolate brownie.
Yours is going to tip over.
Mine's going to fall on me any second.
Lakeside is really big, and the best way to get around is on a golf cart like this. You can rent them for about 165 bucks for 3 days. That's not a lot of money, but it would take you forever to really explore this place without one. And besides, it's kind of fun. You don't have to rent a golf cart. If you have bikes, bring them. They'd be great to get around. Or if you just want to walk, that's always good. And know that there are shuttle stops throughout Lakeside. This is the one that's right at the campground. In fact, that's our spot right there. You just sit here for a couple of minutes and a golf cart shuttle will be by and take you wherever you want to go free.
Along the lakefront is a walking path that's officially called Ohio's Most Beautiful Mile. We think that's wonderfully accurate. It winds along the beautiful waters of Lake Erie, with beautiful flowers growing along the path, and with charming, brightly painted Victorian cottages facing the water.
Oh, you got a good one there.
Yeah.
What kind of fish you got there?
Largemouth bass.
Yeah, you catch a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, when you're on the Lake Erie shoreline, the food to eat is fish. And there are two kinds here, perch and walleye. That's it. Any other kind of fish, you want fresh perch and fresh walleye. And this Jolly Roger's here, a lot of our viewers have suggested that we stop, so we did. And here's what we got. I got the
walleye sandwich.
That's walleye. And there's the perch and fried mushrooms.
Fried mushrooms, because we were told we should get those too.
So this is supposed to be a pretty cool place.
It looks like they're lined up out the door.
Tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce.
And we put it on. It's my perch. You try your walleye first.
Alright, let's give it a little bite. Looks good. It is really good. Very good.
I was worried you were going to say it tastes just like chicken.
No, it's very good.
Here's the perch. Perch bite.
Good.
It's really good.
It looks good. During our stay at Lakeside, it coincided with Light Up Lakeside, in which all the cottages and resort houses decorate with lights, and it's fun on the golf carts to drive up and down the streets and look at all the displays. Whoa, this reflexology. I must be a real mess. That's all I gotta say. Oh, I can't believe I'm paying for this. Ow. Ow.
It'll get better.
It'll get better?
Yeah. You'll appreciate it later. You
Yeah,
feel like I want more.
Oh, good. Oh.
And they have shuffleboard courts, but not just any shuffleboard courts. These are perhaps the finest shuffleboard courts in the world. They have, in effect, the World Series of shuffleboard contests here at Lakeside in Ohio. 3 times they've hosted the International Shuffleboard Competition. The world comes to play shuffleboard right here. It's amazing how many activities and programs and special talks, educational seminars, and just general busy things to do there are here at Lakeside. And yet, amidst all that, it is just so peaceful. So it's easy to see why people come back here year after year. It is just so relaxing, refreshing. It's kind of the way life in the summer should be, don't you think?
The climate where we are now along Lake Erie is perfect for growing gladiolus, and the streets are just lined with them, and they even have a show every year showing different arrangements and the beauty of these gladiolus.
Well, these 3 days sure went by fast.
They certainly did. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Beautiful place.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little, like you say, a step back in time, and yet it's so peaceful, but there's so many things to do as well.
It's wonderful, all the opportunities to learn different things.
Yeah, and there's just this relaxed atmosphere here. It starts at the campground, and it carries away every place you go at Lakeside. Anyway, we'll put a link to them in the description below if you want to check out Lakeside, Ohio, and find a place to get here next year. But the season ends, right, in September pretty much. So,
right.
So you got to get here quick or book a time next year. But definitely put it on your list. Lakeside, Ohio. We enjoyed it.
We sure did. We're
Mike and Jennifer. We hope you enjoyed traveling with us here. And if you did, would you give us a thumbs up on this video? And don't forget to subscribe to our RV Lifestyle channel right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Happy trails.